Hey guys, Simon here. Behind me, the Aux series rear door carrier. This carrier has the power to give you more freedom, more storage, and more confidence on the road. With the Aux carrier system, no more struggling with limited space or worrying about how you're going to carry your essential gear. With the right setup, you're going to be able to travel further, stay out longer, and be ready for any adventure. For 2025, there's a few updates on the carrier. One thing is we have reinforced the window panel, so now you have the possibility of putting accessories right on the window panel. Also, we've deleted the door handle access so you can get a bit more surface area to put your accessories. And every passenger side carrier will now include this door handle extension. You're gonna love this. The beauty of your camper van is that you can carry enough gear to be ready for any season and any situation. In this video, you will learn how to install the Aux series rear door carrier so you are gonna be ready to hit the road with ease and peace of mind. All right, let's get started. In front of me here, I have the tools that I will need for this installation. I have a drill, rubber mallet, a ratchet, pliers, some wrenches, and also most importantly, this card that will come with your Aux carriers. They are the instruction as to where to drill the holes on the back doors. Before you start your installation, you gotta make sure you have the right hinges. See these two holes here? This is what we use to put our hardware behind the holes, and that's gonna hold the entire carrier. If your van is not equipped with this, no big deal, you can go on our website where we can find the Mercedes hinges that we have powder coated to match the finish of the Aux carrier. And there's also an installation video that you can watch where I'm gonna teach you how to swap your hinges. We're always finding tricks and hacks on how to do our installation, and I wanted to share this one with you. This is the top hinge that we have on both sides of the van. Here there's a little dimpled area on that hinge. If you drill a hole right in the middle, you'll be able to fit another M8 bolt. Take a look and come see what we've done here. So we did it right here. We've put a washer in the middle and we were able to fit a third bolt to the same plate at the back as these two bolts are attached here. So now we are 33% stronger and it costs almost nothing. And if you wanted to use the exact same bolt that Mercedes is supplying with their hinges, you can go at your local dealership, use this part number code here, and then you'll be able to find the exact same bolt from Mercedes. You can install the Aux carriers on all the Mercedes Sprinter vans from 2007 to right now. If your van is a low roof van, you're gonna need a low roof adapter kit that you can find on our website. If your van is from 2007 to 2018, you're gonna need a hinge adapter kit that you can also find on our website. And if your van is a high roof from 2019 to right now, then all you have to do is order the Aux carrier and nothing else. Part of the update that we did in 2025 is we now have bolted hinge brackets to the carrier. So you'll notice this one has a D and a T, and that's for driver, top. And this one here has a D and a B, and you probably already figured it out, driver, bottom. With your hinge brackets, you're gonna get these beautiful powder coated bolts. They're stainless steel carriage bolt, powder coated with the same finish that we put on the carrier. It's this fit and finish that you expect from Backland, and we're not cutting corners here. We just want everything to look beautiful. Included in your kit, it's gonna be the bottom top bracket of the carrier. Here we have the Aux rear door carrier hinge installation kit. We have the top bracket of the carrier. That's the one that one is going to get installed on the door. And we have the bottom. That one's shaped like a Z or an S, depending how you're looking at it. That's the bottom of the carrier. For 2025, that's new. Now the door handle extension will be included with the passenger side carrier. And we also have this beautiful instruction on where to drill the holes on your van. The first step is going to be to remove the interior door panel. This van is a cargo van. There's no door panel. But to remove it, it's pretty straightforward. You need one of those clip remover, and you get it behind the clip. You pop them, one of them at the time, and you should be able to take your panel off. But before you do that, you need to remove that door handle, and I'm going to show you how it's done. With a flat blade screwdriver, I come from the top. There's a little tab that I can see here, and I press on that tab, and that lets me slide the door handle to the left, and that way I can take it off very easily. With this thing off, now you'd be able to remove your interior panel. So just one more time so you can understand what was going on here. We have to press this tab here, and once this is pressed, it lets you slide the handle to the left. On this card here, you have all the measurements as to where to drill the holes on your back doors. Here you have the vans from 2007 to 2018 on this side, and 2019 and plus on this side. I'm going to use a Sharpie, my measuring tape. Go ahead and mark these 4 holes, or 2 holes if it's just one carrier you're installing. Measurements you see for the top brackets on this card are measured from the top of the window, or this body line. This is where you want to be measuring from your 1.5 inch, and not this body line. Just drilled the 2 top holes here with the 7/16 drill bit, and I'm using my deburring tool because I'm going to clean the burr that's around that hole so it's nice and smooth. Just to be clear, I'm drilling 2 holes, one on the top, one on the bottom per carrier. So if you have 2 carriers, that's going to be a total of 4 holes. A new update for 2025. Now every passenger side door carrier will come with this door handle extension. The comments are amazing on this door handle extension. Everybody loves it. It makes the opening and closing the door even easier than grabbing a door handle. And for that reason, we even deleted the door handle access hole that we had on the carrier. It gives you more possibilities as to where to put accessories and stuff like that. And this works just better. You have to do it before you install the carrier. If your van is a 2019 and newer, these 2 little notches here, you line them up with the seam of your door handle. If your van is from 2007 to 2018, it's this long slot that you're going to line up with the seam on the door handle. The reason why is Mercedes, they moved the door handle on the newer van. The lock nut and the bolt that's going to go through. Nice M6 bolt. 2 plates. This is the bottom, this is the top one. Now pay attention the way the bolt should be inserted. If you're not sure, you can always take this, put the plate inside the hinge to figure which way they go, and then insert your carriage bolt, and then you know which direction the carriage bolt goes in the plate. I'm going to line up my carriage bolt square with the slot on the plate. A little trick to help you with the hinge hardware. This is some of the foam that you should be saving from your door carrier. I'm gonna rip this in half, make a little ball like this, and put my hardware in the door. Put that little ball of foam here, and I'm gonna go and close the door. Do that top and bottom at the same time. And then your hardware staying in place. Bottom bracket, and we're just about to install it. As usual, cavity spray, because I hate rust just as much as you do. Now your door will be sandwiched between this nut, that large spacer, and that interior gasket, and this one is the exterior gasket, so your door goes in between. So I'm going to take the nut, the washer, and the interior gasket, and I'm going to insert that in just like that. Open the door, and now from the other side I'm starting with that interior gasket first, and I'm threading the nut in, washer. Threaded the assembly together, everything's in place. Right before I tighten this whole thing up, I'm grabbing my cavity spray again and spraying some more of that wax grease back there. I'm doing it after because I hate to get my hands greasy with that stuff. And now I can go ahead, use the tools, and just tighten this whole thing. I'm gonna leave this snug for the moment so I can still move it. It's gonna help me align it with the carrier itself. The top one, same idea. If you use a tall ladder like I'm using right now, it helps a lot just getting your hands in there. That gasket square with the door like this and turn the bracket up. Just like that. Probably notice the notch on the side of this washer here. The reason why is In this position, it has to be notched to fit inside the door. For simplicity, we decided to keep it the same for all 4 brackets. Let's go on to the next bracket. Tighten this bracket. It is snug, it can still move it, and it's going to be roughly at 45 degrees, so we can leave it like that. To the next bracket. Just like that. Top. Part of the update that we've done in 2025, this is now the window panel mounting plate. We have 4 of them on each corner. If you have an older version and you would like to have this update, it is compatible with the Carrier, so just drop us an email, give us a call. You can even use the chat box that we have on the website, and we're gonna help you with this. This, by being stronger, it lets you put more weight or more accessories on the window panel itself. This package here, you have your license plate light box. I'm gonna take it off. Here I have DT, so driver side, top, T is for top. I'm gonna insert that here. And the bottom, we have DB, driver, bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and insert that. The hardware, these carriage bolts here, I'm gonna go ahead and insert that from the outside of the Carrier to the inside. Carriage bolts are really tight in the holes, that's what we wanted, and I'm going to use my tool here and tighten these nuts. And the same idea with the passenger side. Put the first nut here at the top for safety, make sure that the Carrier can't fall on me. Same at the bottom. And then I'm going to grab the washers and just finish tightening them. As much as we can at Backline, we try to not give you a stainless steel bolt and a stainless steel nut. The reason why is stainless steel is soft. As you try to tighten it, if you have the 2 soft materials together, they might gum up, even weld together. And if that happens to you, you might have to either break the bolt, cut it off with a grinder. I really don't want this to happen to you. But in the case of the hinges on the Aux Carrier, if that nut is zinc, it will rust eventually and just look horrible. So we're gonna do it stainless on stainless. But here's a little trick for you. We're gonna use Loctite as a lubricant to get the nut on the bolt. And as we are tightening the bolt, we won't have that issue that I just described to you. And the Loctite, well, it's gonna dry and lock the nut even more than the lock nut itself. So it's just a win-win situation. Now I'm doing the bottom bracket, so just the 1 bolt here. Lines up perfectly with my bracket. Putting the washer behind, my zinc and the lock nut at the back. Now I'm going to go ahead and tighten the top bracket first. I'm using a 6mm Allen socket here. And I'm going to use my 17mm wrench vertically and go ahead and tighten that stuff. Exact same idea at the bottom. So wrench behind. Allen here. There we go. Tight. So at this point, I'm going to take a measuring tape and measure the Carrier to the seam of the door. They're going to give me an idea if we're going parallel with the door. So now I'm happy with how the Carrier is sitting. I'm going to come onto this side and tighten the hinge bolts. If you're installing only the passenger's door, you don't have to replace your Mercedes emblem at the back. You can keep the one you have already. But if you're going to do 2, now is the right time to replace it, as once the Carrier is in place and if you have the Mercedes one, you won't be able to open the back door. If you did remove your back panel, now it's time to put it back on. Just remember that the door handle here will have to go back in place and slide to the right now, and you'll hear a little click. That means it's in place. In order to be DOT compliant, we're going to move the license plate on the Carrier and the lights too, so that way we're fully legal, and that's our next step that we're going to do on the driver's side. We have all this extra length of wire that Mercedes left in the door. Thank you guys. And now I'm going to just pry that little light box. Oh, that was easy. Open just like that, and other side. Take the light bulb off by twisting it. Here you go. Just light up the molding here and save these for later. Feeding them through 1 hole to get some extra length. And I'm going to clip that molding back in place. Before I do that, I just want to point out that this has got a nice rubber grommet here, so the fact that we don't have the light box anymore here. Does not change anything as far as sealing the back door. The seal is done here and not at the light box. Now we're going to go ahead and reinstall that license plate trim. If you want to know how much wire you have to pull out of the door, let's measure here. It's roughly 12 inches. Being cautious here, and I'm going to go ahead and put the first nut at the top. So now I'm going to line up this bolt with the bracket, washer, and nut. Same idea here, washer and nut. The taller the ladder, the easier this part will be. I'm going to start by tightening the top one. Tight. And it can come down. Measure the gap between the two carriers and we'll see how we did. 1.5 inches. And here I have 1.5 inches, so bang on, no adjustment needed. On this side I've tightened the top, the bottom, and the hinge bracket, so that one is already parallel with the door. Now I'm gonna go ahead and measure. Here we got 1.5 inches. And I also have 1.5 inches, which means the two carriers are running parallel. That's exactly what we wanted. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten the bottom and the hinges side and then the top and just retorque everything. Now that the two carriers are square, I'm going to go ahead and torque the hinge side on both sides. The correct torque is 40 foot-pounds. So I'm going to do that. Very important, you do your torque and also you check maybe once a month, once every 2 months, depending on how you use your van, just to be sure everything is nice and tight. The hinges are holding all the weight of the carrier, and really the top and the bottom bracket are there just to keep the carriers from moving away from them. So 40 foot-pounds, very important. The two lights, I'm going to feed them through this slot here. I'm going to take the light box, put each bulb right through, put them in the front just like that. Use the fasteners that's supplied. The two light box like that. Feed that inside. So that's a wrap. Aux carriers, they are installed. They take a little bit of time, but it's nothing too complicated. Just keep this with you. Where you could mess up is maybe drilling the holes wrong, so just follow the instructions, measure twice, drill it once. That's what you want to do.